People can see everything, almost. But do I want to share this? I just found out last year, I think. Because my dad sent me a videotape of my oldest. Was it her? Yeah, it was her birthday party, and I saw a videotape of it, and I could not believe it. Okay? I'm going to tell you all what happened on this day. This is just crazy when I think about it. I literally should take the videotape and put it online, like edit it and just take a piece of it and put it online so people could see what I'm talking about. Okay, so my oldest daughter, she was before Sarge and I met. And so then Sarge and I, we have the two little ones. Long story short, but when Sarge and I first met, he had a 3-year-old baby from a previous relationship. I had a 3-year-old baby from a previous relationship, and it was so cute. When they were little, they looked alike a little bit when they were little. So some people would say, "You all have twins?" No, they're the same age, but they're not twins. Blah, blah, blah. We had to explain the story. And kind of like the Brady Bunch deal, except with just one child each. Anyway, so now when we got married, we had our 2 little ones that we have now. But my oldest daughter, oh my goodness, I saw of the videotape. My dad sent me the videotape last year of her. Check this out, guys. 1-year-old birthday party. She turned 1. And I looked at the videotape and oh my goodness, this is emotional for me. I looked at the tables and just the junk food all over the place. But that wasn't the worst part. Let me tell you the worst part. I just kept shoving this junk food in her mouth, guys. I just kept shoving it in her mouth. Like, literally my dad, and I would hear at different times, because he has the whole thing on there. And at different times, I would call her over, "Here, baby," and I would put more junk. That was maybe an hour, and I just pushed so much stinking junk food down that baby's mouth. Cheetos, or cheese puffs, cakes, cookies, all the stuff that was there, I'm steady shoving it down the baby's face. Then I put her in her little high chair, and I put all the junk right there on a high chair for her. And I'm just steady giving her more and more and more. And at one point, she was in the high chair, and I had the stuff there, and she wasn't even touched. She didn't want anymore. Her little belly, 1, guys, she was 1. If I knew then. I was sick looking at that video. I couldn't believe it. But I forgive myself. Just like we have to forgive other people, we have to forgive ourselves too. And I forgive myself for my lack of knowledge. I did not know what I did not know. And so now I know, and I make new choices. And I find it very interesting that there really were no critics then when I was pushing that down my little baby's mouth. But all of a sudden now, when you're talking health foods, every now and then you find critics that pop up. And you're like, "Are you kidding me? Really?" Tell it to somebody else, because I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. So if I knew then, there's going to be a lot of things in life that we learn as we continue to go down our path. And as we learn those things, that's why when I learn the things, I get so excited. I get so excited because I'm like, wow, that's powerful. Especially not only to know it, but to feel the difference. Because usually, especially when it comes to a lot of things dealing with health, fitness, wellness, all that good stuff, when you know the information and you plug into it, and you actually do it, you notice a difference. You feel a difference. You're like, "You kidding me? Do I want to switch places back when I didn't have this information and I was doing it another way?" No. Back when I used to scream to resolve conflict? No. You find out a new way to do something and then you apply it and you see those results, you want more of that. And again, you usually will say the statement, "If I knew then, I would have applied it a lot sooner." Because then you would have saved yourself so much grief, so much headache, so much frustration. Yeah, it would have saved you a lot of stuff. if you knew then, if your parents knew then, if other important role models or adult figures in your life knew then, if everybody knew what they know now, it could be different. So that's why it's important to be open-minded at all times. When you're open-minded, what that does, let's do the reverse. If you're not open-minded, what will tend to happen is you will reject information. Well, this isn't how we used to eat at home. We cooked this way. We use this. So therefore, I'm comfortable with that. So no, there's nothing wrong with it. We've been eating this way and we're not fat. That's one of my faves. Okay. So does that mean you're healthy? Does that mean you're optimal? No, obviously it doesn't. You have to be open-minded. Test it for yourself. I have something in my book that I call the 3 E's. You have your experience, what you've already experienced in life. You have, after your experience, you have your experiment. Your experiment is what you're testing, what you're applying in your life right now. And then you're going to have enlightenment. And enlightenment is the light bulb moment, the wow moment. Like, yeah, this is different. I like the result I get from this. If I knew then. If I knew then. So there's things that you want to improve. Well, you have to get new information, because if you don't get new information, then there's a good chance that you're not going to even know something needs to be fixed. Have you ever met that with someone? You could just tell they don't even know there's a problem. Let's say it's someone who they are just so negative all the time. Only thing comes out of their mouth is negative, negative, negative. And you have to wonder if they even know that's a problem. Do they even know? Or do they think that's normal? Obviously, if they do it all the time, that's their habit, that's their rhythm. That's their rhythm. They're in that rhythm. Then they may not know. They may not know it's a problem. So therefore, they don't think they need to change. Especially with the person like that that's always negative. They usually are always blaming as well. That's why I say blaming and complaining. So if they're always blaming others, they're definitely not going to feel they need to change, because they feel that other people are the problem. Well, if this person wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't feel this way. If that person would have told me this, then I wouldn't feel this way. So it's not me. It's all these other people. So they have a tendency to blame, and they're not open-minded for change, because they don't think they need to change. So the first thing is being open-minded and putting yourself in front of information. Put yourself in front of new information, and when you get the new information, now this is where we're going into practicing. Remember, we're not using willpower, we're practicing it. Because that's how we get better at something, through practicing it. If you guys are not already on there, I highly recommend you go to r3coachingwithjoy.com, r3coachingwithjoy.com, and click on the forum. Sign up for the forum, because that is just like this community of like-minded individuals. And so if you first go on and you don't want to post and share, then you can just go on and be an observer. But that's okay, because at least you can get into the habit of kind of leaving your world and going into a different world where the mindset is in one accord, where the mindset is one of let's grow in all of the 4 pillars, which is food, fitness, supplements, and mindset. Obviously, mindset being very, 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 very important to me. Very important. And if you're around other minds who are wanting and putting forth effort in those areas, by default, you can't help but to go onward and upward with them. Just like if I pull up in a boat and say, hop on. You're going where I'm going, baby. We're going in the same direction. We're together. But if I go on the boat and you stay on dry land and I take off, then you're not going to be able to get the benefits. So we got to hop on the boat together, and that's what the forum is. And then, therefore, we can all feed off of one another's energy and experiences, because as you post different things, we get to see what you do. I just saw something that inspired me yesterday. It's going to inspire what I prepare for my meal tonight. So sometimes you're inspired in that way. Sometimes you're inspired in a way of maybe you just read something. You're like, man, I didn't think of it like that. When you're constantly getting that constant exposure and that constant connection, then you will benefit from it positively, just like on the negative side. Stay in the same environment where everything stays the same. Stay in that environment and you will continue to have that. There's people who go to their graves and they never left that environment. They never left for whatever reason. Whether it was because they didn't think they needed to, they didn't think there was a problem, they enjoyed that environment. Whether they felt like it was not for them. Maybe I don't think I could do that or be that or have that. So if you don't think you can, then you're right. Whatever you say, you're right. Whatever you say, you're right. Whatever you say, you're right. If I knew then, there would be so many things that we would change. And now we have that power. We're adults. We have that power. We have that power. And we can start where we are today, right now. And say, you know what? No. Oh, well, that I didn't grow up knowing this. Oh, well. It's not too late to learn it now. It's not too late to jump in now. It's not too late to change. It's a good word. Now. Why? Because there's benefits waiting for me. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to look better. I'm going to enjoy life more. So many benefits. Not just for you. 'Cause every time you change, you affect those around you. Every time you don't change, you affect those around you. So there's a bigger picture. Bigger picture. If I knew then, think of those things. That's what I want you all to do. I want you to think of those things. Think of some things that that's a part of your life that were not a part of your life then. Good and bad. And now you can say, okay, let's take some of the ones that are not desirable that I'm dealing with now, that I have in my life now, and let's change those. Because I already saw some other things that I've changed. So I know it's possible. So now let's look at kind of where I'm at right now, and let's do this thing again. Let's change some things again. It's okay. We're moving onward and upward, baby. I'm hopping on a boat, and I'm going into paradise. Paradise. I'm serious. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me on the show today. I really, really feel infused right now with your energy, and I hope you feel my energy as well. I want you to have a phenomenal day, and I look forward to having you on here with me tomorrow. All righty, same time, same place. Bye-bye. All right,